Ferrari has been struggling with strategy issues, reliability, and team management since 2017, but it's gotten to a point where Ferrari are at a breaking point. After the 2022 disaster class, many F1 fans were cautiously optimistic about Ferrari in 2023, but we were all again left in shock by the end of the Bahrain Grand Prix. But how did this mess even start? In 2017, Ferrari pulled out with a very speedy package, under the leadership of Maurizio Arrivaban and his chief strategy Iñaki Redes. Things looked promising for the Italian-based team. Unfortunately, things didn't go so well with Vettel and he lost the championship. There were strategy issues here and there, but the more significant factor was Ferrari's inability to keep up with car development, making the Ferrari less and less competitive as the season progressed. This became a more common occurrence as the years went by, and this brings us to 2022. The team principal Mattia Binotto had been with the team for a couple of years now, and they looked really good in preseason testing ahead of the new regulations, and they shocked everybody by getting a 1-2 at the season opener in Bahrain. He got second place in the next race, and a dominant first place again in Australia. I won't go every single result because the point is, Ferrari was extremely fast. In round 6 in Spain, Leclerc was dominating the race until an engine failure on lap 27 saw him retire. That wasn't as bad until the race later, where chaos ensued at the Monegasque's home Grand Prix. He claimed pole position once again, and as the race started on full wets, it was without a doubt going to be a race of strategy. The optimal strategy was going from wet to dry, but a strategy error where they gave him inters had Leclerc forced into the pits once more. This meant both Red Bulls and his teammate Sainz were able to overtake him, going from first to fourth. Leclerc showed a lot of frustration after that, but unfortunately, it would only continue to grow as the season progressed. Another notable incident was the race after, where his engine blew up in Azerbaijan. After this, in Silverstone, there was a strategy confusion between the drivers, and Leclerc ended up having old tires which compromised his podium ahead of the safety car restart. In Hungary, they had their biggest strategy mistake yet. Ferrari had put hard tires on both Ferraris, and that completely ruined their race, since those tires were terrible that weekend. After this, failure to develop their car during the season had them uncompetitive through most of the weekends following. This has led resentment from many fans that believed Ferrari was capable of winning the 2022 title, and they felt like Ferrari just ruined their own chances. Then, after the season had ended, Ferrari revealed the news that Binotto had resigned. It was a fresh start and many people were starting to get hopeful of Ferrari for 2023. Red Bull had a wind tunnel penalty for exceeding the cost cap limit, and Mercedes had to get their game together, so it seemed like a perfect opportunity to redeem themselves. Sadly, as the things unfolded this season, it was pretty obvious that Ferrari have things to fix. Let's go over what happened this season. In preseason testing, Ferrari didn't look very comfortable in terms of pace. While they generally had good sessions, they just seemed off the pace of their rivals. This was further proven in the season opener in Bahrain, when Ferrari was out-qualified by both Red Bulls and ended up an insane 1 second per lap slower than Max Verstappen. This would have been okay, as Leclerc was still in podium positions until lap 41 of the race, when his engine had a full shutdown, forcing him to retire. This was a huge blow to everyone that thought Ferrari got themselves together this year, and even more worrying that happened right at the beginning of the season. Ferrari got cut some slack since most fans are excited for the Aston Martin and their podium, but it's a big problem that's being overshadowed. This year was the perfect opportunity to redeem themselves, but even if it was just the first race of the season, they need to show improvement across all areas like reliability and strategy. The new team principal Frederic Vasseur also has to prove he's got what it takes to manage the most prestigious team in motorsport, a job that many people before him couldn't do. But the biggest factor why Ferrari needs to succeed is their teams and drivers. After the Bahrain Grand Prix, there was a huge shakeup at Ferrari when the chief of design resigned to work at another team. This is an early sign that if Ferrari doesn't fix their issues, the drivers and teams will get frustrated and it will lead to a downward spiral for the Italian-based team. So what can we learn from all of this? Ferrari had a disastrous 2022 season, and this year they have no choice but to succeed. Let's hope the reliability issue in the season opener was just an anomaly and not a recurring issue. Let's also hope they can fix their tire management, as they need it now more than ever since Red Bull is stronger than before. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. It will help me out a lot, and you can click on this video that's popping up on your screen right now to see if Alonso can really win the 2023 season. Catch you all in the next one. Peace.